two clients that I could think of, probably maybe one or two more that were hit by any of these updates, and really saw a significant impact. Obviously I consult with a lot of like, the biggest brands in the world, and it's very, I really haven't seen that. And I'm going to explain why. And I know this is what's going to really piss off maybe some SEOs, but if you think about ultimately what Google has traditionally always looked for, right, is quality, unique content, right? Publishing in frequent cadences, right? Fast, user-friendly site, right? Like, because it's good for the user. And then press, right? People speaking about you on the web. They really haven't changed. Like that has always been Google's underlining goal. Excuse me. Have they ever been able to accomplish that? They're pretty much there now. It took them 20 plus years, right, to get to that point. But they're very close to, I don't know if it'll ever be perfect per se, but I want to say they're probably at like 75% now at this point to getting really good, having a really good user experience. Right. And so I would say if a person sticks to those core key things, they're somewhat future-proofing for any algorithm updates. I would say if you take those things, like for instance, the recency update, when Google published, or penalized publishers who weren't publishing, certain content more frequently. Yeah, I agree. I think Google was valid in doing that, because as an end user, if I Google search something like best Nike running shoes, dude, I'm not looking for something in like 2017. I'm looking for now, like today. Now.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But like blogs, and I'm not going to call it any blogs because hopefully I work with some of them someday, but like large media sites who cover that kind of content, like they get pissed. They're like, oh, well, we dropped our rankings and Google hurt us. We did something negative. No, you didn't do anything negative. You just didn't build new content. So Google was valid. So that website could have avoided any loss of rank if they were to produce content within those categories, which kind of goes back to the beginning of our conversation, which is like, you have to start off with what are your primary categories and subcategories, and that's what you should optimize for. And then from a business level, where do you really want to focus your content, right? Like if it is business finance, right? If that's the market you want to do, you have to push more business finance content. Don't spread yourself thin and start talking about like, mortgage loan refinancing just to talk about mortgage loan refinancing. Wait, stop. Don't like necessarily put your content there. Focus more content and find writers. Right now, especially with COVID, there's tons of freelance writers available, like who are like, oh man, I wish a Forbes or like India Times would pick me up, right? Like, I would love to be a writer on there, right, for my resume.
Yeah.
Like now is the time. Yeah. So now is the time, like, to do it.